All right, so today we're doing a deep dive on dry skin. And to help us out, we're going to be taking a look at some stuff from skincare expert Rumbi Sirima Fowler.
Oh yeah, Rumbi, she's great.
Yeah, you might know her from her YouTube channel. We're going a little bit beyond that, though.
Okay.
We've pulled some background on her expertise, too. So this is really going to be your shortcut to knowing not just what dry skin is, but, what does it actually mean for you and what can you do about it?
Right.
It's easy to kind of write off dry skin as like just a surface level thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a little flaky.
A little bit of moisturizer and you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it actually goes a lot deeper than that.
It really does.
Rumbi talks about sebum,
Yes.
or in this case, the lack of sebum.
Right.
And that's when our skin doesn't produce enough of those natural oils. We kind of get into trouble.
We do, because that is what forms our acid mantle, which is basically our skin's first line of defense.
Oh.
You can kind of think of it as like a layer of armor
Oh.
for your skin, and when that armor starts to weaken, things can get a little chaotic.
Yeah, so it's not just about, feeling a little bit rough or scaly.
Yeah.
Like a compromised acid mantle actually can bring on all sorts of problems.
Oh, it can?
Well, what are some of those?
Well, you're more susceptible to bacteria getting in there, so that can lead to breakouts, inflammation.
Oh, right.
Even infections, it can make things like eczema and rosacea even worse.
Wow.
And also, without that protective layer, your skin is going to lose moisture more readily,
Makes sense.
which of course contributes to more dryness, more sensitivity, and even premature aging.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, so that acid mantle really is crucial.
It is.
Like the foundation of healthy skin.
Yeah.
And if you mess that up,
Everything can go wrong.
it's like a domino effect. Yeah.
Exactly.
So what are some of the things that can disrupt the acid mantle?
Well, Rumbi mentions genetics as one of them.
Right.
So some people are just predisposed to having drier skin.
You're just born with it.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
but then there are also the external factors.
Yes.
Like sun exposure, dry environments,
Mm-hmm.
pollution, things like that,
Exactly.
that we do have some control over at least.
To an extent.
Right, to an extent.
Yeah.
So that's where lifestyle choices and skincare routines come into play.
Definitely.
But then we also have to think about internal factors.
Yes.
Like dehydration.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not drinking enough water, your skin will absolutely show it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then she also mentioned something called transepidermal water loss.
No, that sounds very scientific.
It does sound very fancy. What is that?
Basically, it's just water evaporating from your skin.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we can lose a lot of water that way.
We can, especially at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's various things that affect it. Humidity levels, temperature, even the skincare products that you use.
So even if we're drinking enough water,
Yeah.
we could still be losing moisture through this process.
You could be losing a lot of moisture.
Okay, so we've got to pay attention to what we're putting on our skin,
Yes.
not just what we're putting in our bodies.
It's very important.
Now, she also mentioned that not exfoliating enough can contribute to dry skin.
It can.
How does that work?
Well, because when dead skin cells build up on the surface of your skin, they kind of create this barrier that prevents moisture from penetrating effectively.
Oh, it's like trying to water a plant through a layer of dead leaves.
Yeah, it's just not going to work.
Right, it's just going to sit there.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. And then, of course, there's using the wrong skincare products.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Big one. I'm sure we've all been guilty of that at some point.
We've all been there.
Yeah. But that actually leads us to another important distinction that Rumbi brings up, which is the difference between dry skin and dehydrated skin.
Ah.
Because those are not always the same thing.
No, they're not.
She says that dehydrated skin is about not having enough water in the deeper layers of the skin,
Right.
whereas dry skin is more of a surface issue, like that lack of oil.
Yeah, so one is internal, one is external.
Right. Yeah. Dehydrated skin needs water. Dry skin needs oil.
You can think of it like the difference between a raisin, which is a grape that's lost its water content,
Right.
and a piece of paper that's like dry and brittle because it lacks oil.
I love that.
It's a good analogy.
It is. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can really visualize it.
Yes.
Okay, so how can we tell if what we're dealing with is actually dry skin? What are some of the things we should be looking out for?
Well, Rumbi lists several signs. Some are visual, like you'll see dullness, flakiness.
Right.
Other ones you can feel. So roughness, tightness, itchiness.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My skin definitely gets itchy when it's dry
It does.
and tight
Yeah.
and even tender and sensitive sometimes.
Yes, especially in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
And in severe cases, it can actually lead to cracking, fissures, even pain.
Really?
Yeah, particularly in areas like the hands and feet.
Okay.
She mentions cracked heels and calluses.
Oof. I've been there.
Yeah, not fun.
Yeah. Not fun at all. And speaking of things that aren't fun,
Mm.
Rumbi points out that, dry skin can affect people of all ages,
Yeah.
but it does tend to become more common as we get older.
Yes, unfortunately.
Why is that?
Well, as we age, our skin naturally produces less sebum,
Yeah.
making it more prone to dryness.
Okay.
And hormonal changes, environmental damage, even certain medications can contribute to drier skin as we get older.
So it's not just about getting wrinkles.
Yeah.
It's also about dryness and sensitivity.
Exactly. It's a whole package deal.
Fun stuff. All right, so what can we actually do to combat this dry skin? What does Rumbi recommend?
Well, she emphasizes the importance of internal hydration.
Okay.
So drinking plenty of water, but it also goes beyond that. It's making sure you're getting enough healthy fats in your diet,
Right.
like avocados, nuts, fatty fish.
Yeah.
These things help nourish your skin from within and support that barrier function.
So it's what you're putting in your body
Yes.
as well as what you're putting on it.
Very important.
Okay, and then in terms of topical treatments, what does she recommend?
She recommends using rich moisturizers to replenish those natural oils and create that protective barrier against moisture loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she also talks about adjusting your skincare routine based on the season,
Absolutely.
right? Because our skin's needs can change
They do.
quite a bit from summer to winter.
For sure. So, for example, in winter, when the air is drier and we're exposed to those harsh elements like wind and cold,
Right.
your skin needs that extra hydration and protection.
Yes.
So using a humidifier is a good idea, and opting for thicker, more emollient moisturizers.
Okay. Thicker moisturizers for the winter. Got it.
Yeah. And then in the summer, when we're sweating more, exposed to more sun, you might need to switch to lighter moisturizers and incorporate products with antioxidants.
Yeah, to protect against that environmental damage.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's all about being mindful of the environment and adjusting your skincare approach accordingly.
It is.
It's not about sticking to the same routine year-round.
No.
It's about listening to your skin and giving it what it needs
Exactly.
when it needs it. She also has some interesting insights about the importance of a water-rich regime.
Yes.
What does that mean exactly?
Basically, it's about incorporating hydrating ingredients and products into your routine to attract and retain moisture.
Okay.
So things like hyaluronic acid serums, hydrating toners, even just a facial mist that you can spritz on throughout the day
Oh, right, yeah.
for that boost of hydration.
Like a quick drink for your face.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not just about slapping on a thick cream.
No.
It's about layering hydration
Yes.
from different sources.
Layering is key.
Layering is key. All right, it's amazing. I feel like we're really starting to uncover some of the nuances and complexities
Yeah,
of skincare.
we are.
It's not just one size fits all.
It's not.
It's really about recognizing that your skin
Yes.
is this dynamic living organ
It is.
that's constantly responding to things.
all sorts of things.
Yeah, and sometimes those responses can be a little contradictory
They can.
or seen that way.
Yeah,
Anyway, this has been super enlightening.
Good.
I'm loving this.
me too.
All right, so we've only just scratched the surface.
Yeah, we have.
But we are going to take a little break, and we'll be back soon to delve even deeper
Yes.
into these aspects of dry skincare.
Ah.
So stay tuned. So as we're going through all this stuff about dry skin with Rumbi,
Yeah.
there's one thing that kind of stuck out to me that she mentioned,
Okay.
which is that sometimes skin can feel both dry and oily at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
It seems a little counterintuitive, doesn't it?
It does. You're like, what is my skin doing?
Right.
Make up your mind.
Yeah. Is it dry? Is it oily? What's going on?
It happens.
Yeah. But it's actually pretty common.
It is, especially with combination skin.
Okay. So you could have like different zones on your face
Exactly.
that are behaving in opposite ways.
Yes. Some parts dry, some parts oily.
So like your T-zone, for example,
Yes, the forehead, nose, chin area.
that tends to be oilier.
Yeah, those areas have more sebaceous glands, some more oil production. But
Right.
then you might have dry patches on your cheeks.
Right. So how do you even approach skincare
Yeah.
when your skin is like sending these mixed signals?
Well, that's where targeted skincare comes in.
Okay.
So instead of using the same products all over your face,
Right.
you kind of tailor your routine to each zone.
So you might use like a lighter oil-free moisturizer on your T-zone
Exactly.
and then a richer cream on your cheeks.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay, this is why I love these deep dives.
Me too.
We're like really getting into the nitty-gritty.
We are.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
It is.
So it's not just one size fits all.
No, your skin is a very complex organ,
It really is.
constantly responding to things, both internally and externally.
Yeah. And sometimes those responses can be a little weird.
They can be a bit strange sometimes.
Yeah. Speaking of responses, Rumbi also talked about the importance of paying attention to how your skin feels.
Yes.
And she mentioned, that tightness, that itchiness,
Right.
tenderness, even pain in some cases.
Yeah, those sensations are telling you something.
Yeah, they're like little clues.
They are. Your skin is trying to communicate with you.
So if your skin is feeling tight and itchy, it's probably thirsty.
It needs hydration.
Yeah. And if it's tender or painful, that could be a sign of more severe dryness.
Or even an underlying condition.
Right.
Something else going on.
So it's not just about aesthetics. It's about taking care of your skin's health.
Exactly.
Okay. So besides, drinking water, eating those healthy fats, moisturizing,
Yeah.
are there any other tips that she offered for treating dry skin?
She specifically mentioned this idea of a water-rich regime,
Okay.
which basically means incorporating hydrating ingredients and products into your routine.
So things like hyaluronic acid serums,
Yes.
hydrating toners.
Those are great.
Yeah, those seem to be very popular these days.
They are, and for good reason. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant.
Which means...
It draws moisture from the environment into your skin.
So it's like a magnet for moisture.
Exactly.
Wait.
And hydrating toners can replenish moisture after you cleanse.
Right.
So it's like prepping your skin for the rest of your routine.
It's like giving your skin a big drink of water.
Exactly.
Okay, and don't forget about facial mists.
Oh, yes. Facial mists are great.
Just spritz throughout the day.
Especially if you're in a dry environment.
Yeah. Okay, so lots of ways to hydrate the skin.
Lots of option.
And then she also stressed the importance of switching up your skincare routine based on the season.
Yes, definitely. Summer and winter are very different beasts.
Right. So in the summer when we're sweating, more exposed to more sun.
Yeah, you need lighter moisturizers.
Okay.
And products with antioxidants to protect from that environmental damage.
Got it. And then in the winter?
Winter, you want to go for those thicker, richer moisturizers to prevent moisture loss.
Okay.
And a humidifier can be your best friend.
To add moisture to the air.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so it's all about adapting.
It is.
The environment being proactive.
Exactly.
With your skincare.
And paying attention to those subtle changes in your skin.
Right.
What works in the summer might not work in the winter.
Very true. Very true. She also pointed out that dry skin can make you more prone to premature aging.
Unfortunately, yes.
Oof. I do not want that.
Nobody does.
So we got to get this dryness under control.
We do. When your skin's barrier is compromised, it's more vulnerable to damage from things like UV rays pollution.
Right.
And that damage can lead to wrinkles, fine lines, age spots, loss of elasticity.
So it's not just about looking good.
It's not.
It's about protecting our skin.
Yes.
For the long haul.
It's an investment.
It is an investment. All right. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
What would you say is the most important piece of advice that Rumbi shared?
I think the biggest takeaway is that dry skin is often a symptom of a deeper imbalance.
Okay.
It's not just about finding a quick fix. It's about addressing the root cause.
So whether that's internal dehydration,
Yes.
dietary
But
deficiencies.
using the wrong products.
Right.
You got to figure out what's going on underneath the surface.
That's about making sustainable changes
Exactly.
that support your skin from the inside out.
From the inside out, that's the key.
I love that. And speaking of those deeper imbalances, she mentioned something that really made me think.
Oh, yeah.
She said that sometimes, even with dry skin,
Yeah.
people can experience breakouts.
It's true.
How is that even possible?
That's a good question. You would think dry skin would be less prone to breakouts, right?
Right, because there's less oil.
Less oil to clog pores.
Yeah, but it's not always that simple.
No. Sometimes when your skin is dry, it can actually trigger inflammation and irritation.
Okay.
And that irritation can then lead to breakouts.
So it's like a vicious cycle.
It can be dryness leads to breakouts. Breakouts further disrupt the skin's balance.
So frustrating.
It can be.
Okay, so if you're dealing with both dryness and breakouts,
Yes.
what's the best approach?
That's where it gets tricky.
Right.
You don't want to use harsh acne-fighting products that'll just dry out your skin even more.
Right. But you also need to deal with the breakouts.
Exactly. It's a balancing act.
So what do you do to...
Well, this is where professional guidance can be really helpful.
Okay.
A dermatologist or skincare expert like Rumbi can assess your skin and recommend a personalized routine.
So it's about finding that sweet spot.
Yes.
Between hydrating and soothing the skin.
Right.
And also keeping those breakouts under control.
Exactly. And it might involve incorporating ingredients that do both, like ceramides, niacinamide, even certain plant-based oils.
Right, so you got to do your research.
You do.
Find the right
Yeah,
ingredients.
and understand your skin type.
And if you're not sure,
Talk to an expert.
don't be afraid to get professional help.
Exactly. They can save you a lot of time and frustration.
Definitely. All right, so Rumbi also emphasized the importance of a consistent skincare routine.
Yes.
No matter what your skin type is. Why is that so important?
Well, consistency is key for a couple of reasons. First, it allows the active ingredients in your products to really work their magic.
Right.
It's not about overnight miracles.
Don't take time.
It does. It's about giving your skin the support it needs consistently.
So it's like building a healthy habit.
Exactly.
Not just like putting out fires
right.
as they come up.
Exactly.
And then second, a consistent routine helps maintain the skin's balance.
Yes. By regularly cleansing, moisturizing, protecting your skin, you're creating that stable environment for it to function properly.
So you're setting your skin up for success.
You are.
I like that. And that consistency applies not just to your skincare routine,
Right.
but also to your lifestyle habits.
Absolutely. Things like staying hydrated, eating a healthy diet, getting enough sleep, managing stress.
All that good stuff.
All of it plays a role.
Right. It's all connected.
Your skin is a reflection of your overall health.
So true. So true. And that brings us back to one of Rumbi's main messages.
Which is?
You have the power to transform your skin.
Yes, yes.
By making those informed choices.
Exactly.
But your lifestyle and your skincare routine.
You can achieve healthy, radiant skin no matter what your starting point is.
I love that message. It's so empowering.
It is.
It's not about chasing perfection. It's about understanding your skin.
Yes.
Working with it to achieve its full potential.
Exactly.
So before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more thing.
Okay.
Rumbi mentioned that sometimes, even with dry skin, people can experience breakouts.
Yes.
What do you think might cause that?
Yeah, that is a weird one. It seems like dry skin shouldn't really be prone to breakouts.
Right, you'd think less oil, less breakouts. But it's not always that straightforward.
So what's happening there?
So basically, when your skin's dry, it can get irritated and inflamed,
Yeah.
and that inflammation can actually disrupt the skin barrier even more.
Oh, so it makes it even easier for bacteria and other stuff to get in there.
Exactly, and that can lead to breakouts.
So it's not the oil itself that's causing the breakouts. It's
Right.
the inflammation and that compromised barrier.
Yeah, it's all connected.
Skin is so complicated.
It is. It's a whole ecosystem.
So if you're dealing with both dryness and breakouts, what do? Well, you don't want to use harsh acne products that will dry out your skin even more.
Right, but you've got to deal with the breakouts somehow.
Exactly. And that's where it gets tricky.
It does. So what's the solution?
Honestly, that's when you probably want to talk to a professional.
Yeah, like a dermatologist.
Yeah, or a skincare expert like Rumbi.
They can help you figure out what's going on and give you a personalized plan.
Exactly, because everyone's skin is different.
So true. Okay, so Rumbi also talked about the importance of having a consistent skincare routine,
Yes.
no matter what your skin type is. Why is that so important?
Well, first of all, it gives the ingredients in your products time to work.
Right.
Skincare is a marathon, not a sprint.
It's about those long-term results.
Exactly. Consistency is key.
So we're talking about building habits, not just like putting out fires as they pop up.
Exactly. It's about giving your skin what it needs consistently.
And secondly, a consistent routine helps to maintain that balance in your skin.
Yes. Cleansing, moisturizing, protecting regularly creates a stable environment for your skin to thrive.
Like you're setting it up for success.
Exactly. And that consistency goes beyond just your skincare products.
It's about lifestyle, too.
Absolutely. Everything's connected. Hydration, diet, sleep, stress management.
It all affects our skin.
It really does. Your skin is a reflection of your overall health.
So true. And that brings us back to what Rumbi said
Yeah.
about how we have the power to transform our skin.
We do. It's about making those informed choices about our lifestyle and our skincare.
And that's how we achieve that healthy, radiant skin.
Exactly, no matter what your starting point is.
I love that it's so empowering.
It is. You don't have to chase perfection.
Yeah, it's about working with what you've got.
And enjoying the journey.
Exactly. This has been such a great deep dive.
Yes.
I've learned so much about dry skin.
Me too.
So for our listeners out there, remember, knowledge is power when it comes to skincare.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to experiment. Find what works for you and listen to your skin.
It's your best guide.
And if you need more help, check out Rumbi's YouTube channel.
Yeah, she's got tons of great advice.
All right, that's it for our deep dive on dry skin.
Thanks for having me.
We hope you learned something new and feel ready to take your skincare to the next level. Until next time, stay curious, stay hydrated, and keep glowing.